Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I was first introduced to Jay about a month ago, and when I spoke to him, his passion for marine biology was evident. When I was much younger, I used to watch a lot of National Geographic and Animal Planet programs about life underwater, and my conversations with Jay took me back to all of those memories. Now, over time, my perspective about life underwater had de-evolved into something more ordinary, something less appreciative of the beauty beneath the surface. Jay helped me radically reframe that perspective and once more appreciate the wonders of the ocean. So, in the hope that we may partake in that journey of discovery together, I invite Jay.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Siddharth, for your kind words. I can say that I'm quite glad to be on the stage.
So, Jay, you know about...
Don't worry, that's just fine. Let's continue.
So, Jay, you know about a lot of marine creatures, don't you?
Yes.
So, what, in your opinion, are the three most unusual sea creatures out there?
Well, the first would be the sleeper shark. Now, the sleeper shark looks nothing like what you would expect from, well, a regular shark. Because, well, a regular shark would look, well, smooth-skinned, all nice and healthy. But, well, the sleeper shark looks like you took a regular, reef shark, overfed it, and gave it a skin disease. They also earn their name because, well, they have a slow, sluggish sort of movement. And because of this, however, this slows down their metabolism, enabling them to live for very long, about 400 years. They are also known to scavenge meat off of sunken ships, which is rotten in most circumstances. Another unusual creature would be the cookie cutter shark. Now, the cookie cutter shark have sharp teeth that are arranged somewhat like, well, a cookie cutter. And this allows them to tear circular chunks off of their prey. Now, look at your hand. And imagine you holding an apple. Now, look at it again, and that's the amount of flesh that would be ripped out of, well, the cookie cutter shark's victims. They also have strong jaws, and this enables them to literally bite through electrical equipment. And this was a real problem for people back in World War I, World War II, because, well, submarines existed. They live in the deep ocean and rise towards the surface at night. Because, well, their senses are adapted and their prey are more easy to sneak up on during that time. Now, another unusual creature, in my opinion, would be the well-camouflaged wobblegong. Now, it's so well-camouflaged that even the eyes are colored to look like algae on reef surfaces. They wait for unsuspecting prey to come close and, well, suck it in. Quite well.
I see. Fascinating. So from your discussions, it sounds like some of these creatures have found incredible ways of adapting to life underwater. So what, in your opinion, are perhaps the three most ingenious marine adaptations out there?
Well, one would be the yeti crab. The yeti crab has hair-like structures on its arms, hence the name yeti crab. They're found near geothermal vents at the bottom of the ocean. And you see, the hair-like structures on their arms allow them to farm bacteria that perform chemosynthesis, process of turning chemicals into sugars. And they do this by using the chemicals in the vents. And it's done by basically waving their hands, well, arms over the geothermal vents. This allows the bacteria to basically grow, and they can basically eat them off like that. Now, the water there isn't just regular water, salt water. It's 0 degrees and 400 degrees Celsius hot water at that area of the ocean. Because, well, this is hydrothermal vents. And another little ingenious adaptation, in my opinion, would be with the anglerfish. The anglerfish has bioluminescent bacteria hanging in bulbs from their heads. A common misconception is that it's them who are producing the light. Well, that's not the case. With this way, the bacteria get a home and, well, the anglerfish, well, get to...
Ouch.
Another very ingenious adaptation would be the beluga whale. You have possibly heard of this creature, and they live in ice-cold waters in the North Pole. And, well, they're the favorite prey of polar bears, in my opinion. They have a layer of blubber for warmth because, well, apparently they decided air is too conventionally used. I'm going to make myself look like a mollusk by only using blubber. Another thing would be that they lost their dorsal fins to better navigate the icy waters down there. And by doing that, they both managed to, well, navigate under the icy waters, and also the lack of the fin, well, lowers the surface area they need, because, well, surface area loses heat, something you don't want when you're living in one of the coldest environments on planet Earth.
Right, right. Now, I just want to go back to what you mentioned about the anglerfish, right? So from what you said, it sounds like some of these creatures, like the fish and the bacteria, or perhaps I guess even to an extent the yeti crab and bacteria, right? It sounds like they found ways of not just sharing the ocean, but actually helping each other survive. So from what little I know, these mutually beneficial relationships are known as symbiosis?
Well, yes, that is the case.
So would you like to share some examples of symbiotic relationships, perhaps?
Well, one symbiotic relationship would be with coral. Now look at coral. Now, does anyone here think it's just a bunch of dead rocks? Anyone? Well, that's a common misconception. They're actually made out of polyps. Now, polyps are what make coral. What they do is they take calcium and stuff in the water and combine it together to create this coral shell. And you see, during the night, they hunt plankton, just like jellyfish harpoon their prey with tiny little nomatocysts. But you see, they have nothing to eat during the day because, well, spear plankton name doesn't really work as well down there. So what they do is they get the help of algae. Algae live outside and inside of the polyps. And because of the safe haven that the polyps have created, the algae basically use the sunlight and make, sugars out of photosynthesis. And then they share these sugars with polyps. Now, another one that's found in the coral reefs would be the moray eel and the grouper. Now, moray eels, their shape enables them to swim inside of corals. The groupers, they do the exact opposite very well, going outside of the corals and, hunting anything on the outside of the corals very well. Now, because of this, they have a bit of an issue with eating prey that's not on their side of the coral. So what the groupers do is they gently bite the head of the moray and tell them, I need your help for food. And then the moray and the grouper team up and look, if the grouper scares the fish into the coral, the moray gets it. If the moray scares the fish outside the coral, the grouper gets it. It's actually quite common, even on land, badgers and coyotes. Now, another symbiotic relationship would be with cleaner fish plus, anything. Now, what do I mean by anything? Well, by anything that comes to their cleaning stations. What they do is they eat tiny parasites and dead skin clinging to larger animals like the aforementioned grouper. And they will even open their mouths to let the cleaner fish come inside and clean them from the inside out. It's actually quite beneficial. Cleaner fish get a meal and the bigger animals get cleaned.
Fascinating. I mean, I certainly would want a crew of cleaner fish working on me, right? I mean, so Jay, you've told us about all of these incredible creatures, and I'm quite certain that the audience will agree with me when they say that your passion for this craft is quite evident. And the vivid details, the vivid descriptions all make me, and I'm sure many others in the audience, want to take that dive and explore what lies in the ocean. So I would really like to thank you for having helped radically reframe everybody's views of the ocean. Thank you, everyone, and I'm sure that Jay has had an influence on you and has helped you radically reframe your perspectives the same way he has mine. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for your time.